Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? We are back. We're gonna go over this mock draft 2.0. So we just finished a video. It's not a video, it's a short, YouTube short over the mock draft 1.0. We'll be posting that tomorrow. I think I'm gonna switch it around and post it tomorrow. I had it originally scheduled for Thursday, but I think I'm gonna post that tomorrow instead, since we're already going over the 2.0 tonight. So I just put this together over the last few days. Trying to finish my banana, hold on. Yeah, we just finished this over the last few days, this 2.0. I think I still might do a review on McShay's and Kiper and McShay's Sports Center special that they just did today. I watched it. It was basically a three-round mock draft of them kind of going back and forth and picking every other pick with no trades, and we're not allowed to do trades or anything else. So it was a good watch, and there was a lot of insight to it, but there was, I mean, you know, with no trades going on, like doing a mock draft with no trades, it doesn't really make any sense. I mean, it's fun. I think it's just something fun for those guys to do something like that. But let's be realistic here. There's gonna be trades, okay? I have a couple in this mock draft myself. And a lot of it makes sense. So, you know, just bear with me here, but let me move this stuff over here. That way I can give you guys a little insight to exactly what I'm talking about. We will pull this up. All right, like this. I like this. We get all bright in here now because I got this whole screen over here. It's got, like, you know, white background. All right, so and we're also going to talk about, like, news and stuff that's happened in the last few days. I guess, you know, I haven't gotten to stream that much just because of, one, I've been making a ton of videos. I'm trying to pump out some short videos and stuff. I still haven't made really any actual, like, videos other than my my mock draft from last week, and then going over Kiper's 4.0 or whatever. But, you know, so down the line we're gonna try to oh god, that damn banana. We're gonna try to fix that down the line and get some more videos pumped out. But I'm gonna go over the news as far as you know, the Lamar stuff. You just had a trade for Allen Robinson going to the Steelers. They swapped like 7th round draft picks, and then I think they got, like, the Rams paying like 10 million of like the 15 million or whatever the heck it was. You know, basically it looked like the Steelers just took the Rams, you know, they did a number on them basically. They made you know, you know, like, if there's any Rams fans out there, you know, that watch this back, or, you know, they're like,
playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Yeah, don't talk about the playoffs this year, man. You're making decisions and you know, making crazy trades like that. You know, I don't know how they you know, I don't know how they let that go on. So, all right, let's jump into this draft. We'll hit on all that other stuff, you know, a little bit later. Let's go straight. You know, we're strictly only doing round one. I'm not really. I mean, you know, the draft's like a week away. I'm not really going to go over anything in round two. There's a couple guys who I could see maybe jumping up, you know, that have round two grades that I could see jumping up into the first round, like somebody like Brian Branch and you know, safety out of Alabama and some other guys. So, top 10 here. I switched around Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. I still could see Stroud going number one, but you know, who knows? Nobody knows any of this stuff. You know, we won't know until draft night, but I just don't see how they don't take Bryce Young here. I don't. I wouldn't understand it at all. You know, he's the best quarterback in this class by far, I think. I mean, the guy's got a Heisman, for crying out loud. The guy, you know, they're always like, oh, this guy's like Kyler, he's like Mahomes. He does have a little bit of that in him. I mean, this guy will get outside the pocket, and you know, he'll make you think that he's running, and he'll find the open guy. But he's not, you know, the guy is smaller. I would say I don't really think he's like Patrick Mahomes in a sense, as far as everything else, but I think Patrick's really kind of one of a kind. He does kind of play like Kyler, in my opinion. He plays really similar. The only difference is Kyler will actually take off and run. This guy kind of will too, but he's looking to kind of pass, versus Kyler is probably a little faster, a little more elusive. But as far as their statue, how they throw the ball, and here's another thing. I think Young's a better thrower of the football than Kyler. You know, so, but as far as getting outside the pocket, taking off to go get me like a 10-yard run, I would rather have Kyler. But I just think Young is a pretty solid pick here. I don't see them not making this pick. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if they don't take Young right here, honestly, or Stroud. Like if they went something else completely, I would be shocked. So, all right, number 2, Houston Texans, CJ Stroud. He's the next quarterback off the board. You know, it's funny. I watched McShay, and I watched McShay, and I watched Kuiper today on the little special, and they had like potentially Houston taking Will Anderson at 2, which I think that would be crazy in my opinion. Or I wouldn't say it would be crazy, but it would be. It's a little far-fetched in my opinion, just because they need a quarterback, okay? And they have a new head coach coming in DeMeco Ryans. When you like, if you just look back on history, and it's not every time, but it's most of the time, when you get new head coaches that are coming to a situation where they have like a top 2 pick like this, and their quarterback situation is like, it's up in the air. Nobody knows who the quarterback for the future is. They've seen a couple guys, really both guys or 3 guys or maybe the one guy. They're not very good, okay? And I think Mills could be a decent quarterback. I don't think he's complete trash. A lot of it's had to do with just not having really any pieces around him for the most part. And then, like, you know, he had Cooks, but Cooks would be hurt, you know. And you think about anything else outside of Cooks, they don't have it. They don't have anything else outside of Cooks. So Mills is one of those guys who I think he could have been a better quarterback than what he was if he had more pieces. And that's probably a lot of quarterbacks throughout history. But the thing about it is this coach that's coming in, DeMeco Ryans, he wants his quarterback. He wants to go get his guy. He doesn't want the leftovers, okay? He doesn't want the leftovers from the last guy, okay? You know, it's like he wants his own guy, and he's gonna go get him, and it's gonna be Stroud. It's gonna be Stroud, or it's gonna be Young, whoever's left over. If it's Young, like I had in the previous mock draft where I had Young going to, if they get Young, you should take him and run for the hills, basically. If you're a Houston Texan fan, or if you're anybody in the Houston front office, you're gonna snag him. Like, they have if Stroud goes 1 and Bryce Young's there at 2, they shouldn't even let 20 seconds go off of the clock in the draft before the pick is already in. Okay, that's what we're talking about here. So yeah, Stroud will be number 2 though, in my opinion. I think he'll be a good fit for them, and it's gonna be D'Amico Ryans' guy. So they go get Stroud here. All right, number 3, Tennessee Titans. And you're thinking, Tennessee Titans, they don't have a 3rd pick. Well, they do, because they traded up with Arizona in this mock draft, and they go get Anthony Richardson here, out of Florida. Tannehill is going to be the starter. This guy Richardson, he needs to sit a year. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. If they throw this guy to the Wolves right away, it's not going to be pretty. I could see maybe Richardson coming in at the end of the year, maybe. I could see that, but it's got to be like week 16, week 15. It can't be anything earlier than that, in my opinion. So hopefully Tannehill doesn't get hurt. Honestly, if Tannehill gets hurt, I think you throw Malik Willis in, which, they might throw Malik Willis in anyways, but you never know. They might throw Richardson in over Willis. Who knows? I guess it just all depends on who the second string quarterback would be at that point. So if it's Richardson, maybe they throw Richardson in, but I would like to see this guy do something very similar to what Mahomes did with the Chiefs. And that's not play at all, basically, until week 17 Mahomes played, right? But that's because we didn't need Alex Smith to play at the time, because we were already in the playoffs. So yeah, this guy needs to sit a year, but this is the guy that they go get. They trade up with Arizona. I'll pull up Arizona right now. So Arizona, they're going to move down to 11, and I got them getting Tyree Wilson here. So they're still going to be able to get an edge guy if they move down here. This, to me, it's starting to make more sense than what it did during my first mock draft. My first mock draft was a little kind of out there in a way. And obviously we've had a lot of things in the news change since then, Oh, and for all you guys that, if you guys check out my mock draft 1, you check it out, either the actual video, or if you check out my YouTube short that I'm going to put out tomorrow, try not to, give me too much crap for it. It was made literally a week and a half ago. I just had been lacking behind. I want to get a video of the, for the YouTube short of it out there. And I probably should have got it out there a while ago, but so it's a little outdated, but I'm still going to post a video nonetheless. So I think Arizona could swap with the Colts here at 4. I think the Colts are gonna, I think from what I've heard, from what I've seen, listening to multiple things, it sounds like the Colts are falling in love more so with Levis than they are Richardson. So, and I think if anybody trades up, like either the Titans or the Raiders is another one on my radar, I think they go get Richardson. I think if either of those two teams trade up, they go get Richardson. So I don't think the Colts are that worried. And honestly, I think the Colts will take either guy. I think the Colts will take either Richardson or Levis. But I think they want Levis more. And, you know, could they trade up? Sure. But I think Tennessee does something here. I think Tennessee surprises some people here. They move up. They go get Richardson. They need a quarterback bad. Super bad. Because they're not going to be making the playoffs this year. I guarantee it. They're not making the playoffs with Tannehill. So, you know, it's just like the Chiefs made the playoffs. I believe we made the year with Smith. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that last year Smith. But, you know, we weren't going to win it, you know. We weren't going to win anything. And Tennessee's the same way, man. And honestly, Tennessee would be lucky if they. I don't think Tennessee makes playoffs again, just like last year. They miss out. You know, they're not making the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't
Yeah.
talk about playoffs.
Don't talk
You
about the
kidding me?
playoffs if you're a
Playoffs?
Tennessee fan. Yeah.
Playoffs?
Don't talk about the playoffs. But so this guy just sits the whole year. He needs a year to sit anyways. You if you're a Tennessee fan, you suffer one more year of just agonizing pain to watch Tannehill be the quarterback. You know, you get your ass kicked probably most of the season. And you just wait on Richardson for 2024, and then, you know, who knows whatever else they get in next year's draft. Maybe they just go all out and tank. You know, let Richardson sit a year, get Marvin Harrison or something, you know, Marvin Harrison Jr. And now you got a pretty decent, maybe 1-2 between the quarterback and receiver, you know. So yeah, they swap with Arizona. They give up something else. Maybe they give up, you know, I hadn't really thought about what they would give up. Tennessee, you know, Tennessee, I could see them maybe giving up their second rounder right here. They got the 10th pick in the second round. I think they give up their second rounder here potentially. It's possible. Very, very possible. Arizona's looking to move back anyways. They are. If anybody thinks that Arizona's probably picking at 3, it's probably not likely at all. They're looking to move back, because here's the thing. Arizona, you know, and we'll see how much time Kyler misses to start the season. Arizona's trying to win. They're trying to win right away. They're not trying to tank or anything. I think Tennessee is the opposite. I think Tennessee, I mean, obviously these teams are going to come and say, oh yeah, we're not trying to win, you know. They're not going to say that. But Tennessee, dude, Henry's on the decline. Tannehill sucks, okay? They don't have very many picks in this year's draft, okay? So there's a lot of things they need to build up. They need to go get some offensive linemen, probably. They probably need another receiver too. Who knows? But they're not built to win right away. They're not. So they trade up and go get this guy, and they're focused on 2024. You know, that's the way I see it. Arizona, on the other hand, they'll swap this pick and they'll take either a draft pick, or they'll take they'll take another player. Maybe there's a player in Tennessee that they give up, who knows. But Arizona moves back here. Going to number 4, Indianapolis Colts. The Colts take Will Levis. Like I said, I think they are in love with Will Levis. They're taking a quarterback here, okay? You know, whether it's him or Richardson, I don't know, but they are taking a quarterback here. I'll be shocked, absolutely shocked if they don't. That their quarterbacks are so bad, it's not even funny. So this is Will Levis, in my opinion. It's it's right in their wheelhouse. Okay, it's right in Indianapolis's wheelhouse to take Will Levis here. So don't be shocked. This one, and you know, this one I'm calling. I'm calling this one. I'm calling him. I'm calling Young. I'm even calling Richardson to Tennessee. I think that is the team that he goes to. I think they make a move. They jump up and get this guy. So not really going to hit too much on Will Levis. So he goes to the Colts. I think everybody sees it coming from a mile away. Number 5, Seattle Seahawks. Jalen Carter. He's there. I had him in the last mock. I have him here still. There's just too much talent for Seattle to pass up on here, I think. There's talks of him maybe going to, you know, I've seen mocks where he goes to Detroit. But I don't think Seattle's one of those organizations that they'll take a chance on a guy like this. Pete Carroll, that front office, they will take a chance on a guy like this. They will try to mold him into Seattle's culture, and I think he fits well in Seattle anyways. I really do. So Will Anderson, number 6 to the Lions. Anderson slides all the way down to 6 here. And that is because of Arizona dropping out of the top 10. So, and this is awesome. This is awesome if Detroit gets this guy. This guy's a monster, dude, and he's gonna be a monster when he's opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. Okay, they go out and get this guy. They have one of the best defensive lines in the league, in my opinion. It's top 10 at least. They probably would take Tyree Wilson here, but Anderson is higher on everybody's draft board. He's better. He's probably the better player. They're going to take Anderson here if he falls. So there's a chance Anderson could go Seattle, and then Jalen Carter goes to the Lions. But I think the Lions would love that even better than this. So, which that would be crazy too. I'm all in on Jalen Carter going to one of these two teams because he's going to be a producer right away, in my opinion. I think all that off the field stuff, they can fix that stuff. You know, him out street racing and shit like that. They can fix that, I think, pretty easily. So, number 7, the Oakland Raiders. They take Devon Witherspoon out of Illinois, cornerback. You know, I've been back and forth with him and Gonzalez, and you see I got Gonzalez falling all the way down the board here. We'll talk about that in a minute, but Witherspoon just, you know, I don't really think he's higher than Gonzalez on the list. I just think this is who they take. Okay, if I'm the Raiders, I think I take Gonzalez. You're gonna need somebody. You know, Witherspoon's really, really good. Don't get me wrong. I do think Gonzalez though is the better guy in coverage, as far as like deep coverage, ball locating. You know, locating the ball, using his hands. But Witherspoon is a good, very, very good corner as well, and I just think this is who they take. So regardless, they go cornerback here. There's a chance that did I say Oakland? I meant Las Vegas. I'm so sorry. You know, the Raiders have a bunch of picks this year. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the Raiders have a lot of picks. They got 12 picks. They got 2 7-rounders, 2 6, 3 5s, a 4, and 2 3s, and then a 2 and a 1. These guys have a ton of picks. Don't be shocked if you see the Raiders maybe trade up to 3 as well. So, and go get Richardson. But Witherspoon, he's the guy that's left here. He is, you know, Anthony Richardson's gone. That I could see the Raiders try to go up and get Anthony Richardson though. That is also in the playbook. But for now, I just have Witherspoon because you know I got Richardson gone to Tennessee. Moving on to 8, Falcons. So I had the Falcons taking Gonzalez and Mach 1. Here they're taking Nolan Smith, outside linebacker out of Georgia here, and this guy is a beast. They're talking about him maybe being a little undersized. I don't even think that matters. You know, this guy is a monster on the defensive side. The reason why they don't take Gonzalez here in this mock draft is because of them going out and get Jeff Okudah. They got Jeff Okudah from the Lions. You know, that changes things. Could they still maybe get Gonzalez? Sure. I think Jeff Okudah's only going to be on a 1-year deal. He's only on the 1 year. So maybe they try to get, maybe they pick up Gonzalez to fill in behind him and take over after this year. But I don't know, man. I just feel like them making a move like that takes them out of the running of taking a cornerback, because why would you do that if you were going to draft Gonzalez? You know what I mean? Why would they go out and do that? Spend the money if they were going to, because Gonzalez can play right away. He's not going to play right away if they draft him now, but more than likely, unless a guy gets hurt. I know you can never have enough of these corners and everything, but it was kind of a head scratching moment for me whenever I heard about it. I was like, man, do they not go get a cornerback now? And so I got him taking Nolan Smith here. They do need an outside linebacker, and he's the best available. He is the best available. I wouldn't say really outside linebacker, maybe kind of like an edge kind of guy, but that he is kind of a guy like that who could maybe play that role. He would be an edge / outside linebacker. They don't have very many picks in the draft this year. They only got 7. That's because they got 2 7-rounders and 2 4s. But I just think Nolan Smith is he's the pick right here. Now that they went out and got Jeff Okudah. Moving on, 9. Nothing's changed here. Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern. Chicago adds an offensive lineman. They need an offensive lineman to help out Justin Fields. He's running for his life basically all the time last year, so they got to go get some help as far as that's concerned. And also with Foreman now on the team, and Herbert probably, who in my opinion should be the primary back, get them a little help as far as in the run game and everything else, and down in the trenches. So Peter Skoronski, this one's kind of a no-brainer for me. Could they maybe go Paris Johnson? Sure, but it's an offensive lineman right here, like 95% sure. All right, this is where things get interesting again here. 10, the Eagles, Bijan Robinson out of Texas. This guy, and I have a video on this guy in the morning here. It's just a little hype video, little highlight video, short, YouTube short, TikTok, whatever you want to call it. So I'll have that this morning. It's it's a Bijan video. You guys will like it. I spent some time on it, editing it and making it look pretty cool. But this guy is a monster. This guy's going to be maybe the number 1 running back in fantasy this year. It's possible. It's possible if he goes to this team right here. Very, very possible. I think it's even more possible on the Eagles than it would be going to the Lions, at 18. I do like him on the Lions if he falls at 18. I do think they take him, but this one I just have a feeling, man. I got a hunch. I got a hunch about him going to the Eagles here, and that's why I got him up from 18 to the number 10 spot here to the Eagles. The Eagles are looking to win right away, okay? everybody out there that maybe questions this, the Eagles are looking to win immediately. They just signed Jalen Hurts. They only got 6 picks in the draft this year, 4 of which are in the top, 3 rounds. So, they went out and signed Jalen Hurts. They're looking to win immediately. They just got rid of Miles Sanders. Okay, Miles Sanders is not a good running back. He's not like top tier running back in the league. Okay, he's not. And he had an outstanding year last year with this team behind that offensive line. Okay. Now, some of you guys might question, why don't they just go offensive linemen right here, like what you had in their first mock draft, and what we've seen in probably a bunch of other people's. The reason why they don't is because they don't need to. They don't need to, because they have the 30th pick. You're going to see here whenever I reveal the next few picks here, they have the 30th pick. There's Osiris Torres that's still probably going to be there, who I don't have them taking him, but that guy, I might regret actually not putting that guy at 30. I could see them taking him at 30, and there's another guy. Torres would really be a good fit for the run because he is a run blocking machine. The guy's a tank in the run block. He would fit right into, along with those other offensive linemen that they have with Lane Johnson, Kelsey. He could probably learn a little bit from those guys, those veterans. But they can go get an offensive lineman at 30. They go get Bijan, add another dynamic to this offense. Take a little bit of a little bit of stress off of Hurts. Hurts maybe doesn't run as much this year, and Bijan goes crazy on the Philadelphia Eagles. They need a running back. I don't care if they got Penny, dude. I don't care if they got Rashad Penny. Penny hadn't played a half a season, or even, not even half a season since he's been in the league. He hasn't played a full season since he's been in the league. The guy gets hurt, and he's, I know he's still young, but you got a guy that's been through as many injuries as Rashad Penny has been through, dude. The front office for the Eagles, they might take a shot with this guy. This is their chance. Like I said, they are trying to win immediately. They need some more firepower. You go get it. You go get this guy. This guy's better than Rashad Penny. I don't care about Rashad Penny, dude. This guy will beat him in a running back competition. Okay? He's younger, faster, stronger, more dynamic, and he's injury free. Penny is now in terms of fantasy, do I worry if he kind of goes to the Eagles? Maybe to a degree, because if Penny doesn't have injury going into the season, maybe they split carries, whatever, and that would be frustrating if you're a Bijan owner. But as far as their team goes, though, this guy, man, behind that, I'm telling you guys, he had 3 freshmen. He had 3 freshmen on that offensive line last year at Texas. And let's just put it this way: his offensive line wasn't the greatest at Texas. It was okay at times, but it wasn't. It's not this offensive line right here. This offensive line, dude, could you imagine what he's gonna do behind that offensive line? So this is the pick, in my opinion. I think they can get an offensive lineman at 30. They have the 30th pick. They can get one. There's a couple out there that they can get that I think, maybe not. They may not quite be as good as Paris Johnson or Darnell Wright, who's going to be going here a little bit later here. But it's worth the risk when you use that pick instead of get Bijan. Yeah, you maybe didn't get quite as good as an offensive lineman potentially, and who knows, maybe not. But you just got Bijan now, so we know what that guy is. We know, some of these offensive linemen, yeah, maybe Johnson or Wright don't end up being better than maybe one of the guys that they take at 30. That's what I'm saying. But this guy, you know, he's better than all the other running backs out there, and you know this guy is he's a generational talent. So Bijan right here, 10 makes the most sense. Moving on, 11, Arizona Cardinals, Tyree Wilson via Tennessee after the trade. Tyree Wilson out of Texas Tech, defensive end. Very good defensive end in my opinion. Falls all the way down to 10 here because the Raiders, they go get corner. Maybe Tyree Wilson goes to the Falcons instead. If Nolan Smith instead of Nolan Smith, I could see that happening. But you know, I got Nolan Smith going to the Falcons. So here's Tyree Wilson. If the Cardinals move down to 11, let's just say for this scenario, they move down with Tennessee and Tyree Wilson falls to them, they're doing backflips. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. If Tyree Wilson fell to them here, which I think he could. I do think he could go to Atlanta, though. I won't be shocked if Atlanta goes with him instead of Smith, okay? I just wouldn't. So, and then, you know, maybe Nolan Smith drops to 11, or maybe Arizona would then go with... Maybe Arizona would then go with, like, Lucas Van Ness or something, maybe. I could see maybe Van Ness going to 11 here if, say, Tyree Wilson goes to the Falcons. And I got Wilson here. This guy is a stud. I think he's gonna be a stud. And they need a defensive end here, so they're going defensive side of the ball here, regardless. So, all right, moving on. 12. Houston's on the clock again with their second pick in the first round. And they pair up the Ohio State quarterback with the Ohio State receiver, Jackson Smith and Jigba. This one makes the most sense here, especially after Nolan Smith is gone. Nolan Smith is gone. Remember, I had Nolan Smith going to Houston here in my first mock. He's gone now. They go receiver. Yeah, they need a defensive player bad, but they need a receiver like, you know, I'm not going to say it. They need a receiver bad now. And this guy's the best on the board. And this is the guy they go get. This is his college teammate, Stroud's college teammate. You got college teammates linking up again in the pros. It's happening all over the place. You know, Murray and Hollywood Brown, you know, down there in Arizona. You got who else? You got you know, Burrow, Chase, linking up in Cincinnati, and then you got Tua and Waddle down in Miami. It's happening everywhere, man. So a lot of these players, quarterbacks and these receivers, play together in college. They're playing in the pros together, and it makes sense too. I would think you would want that to a degree, especially if both guys are really good, because they got chemistry, dude. They have more. Like, you look at Burrow and Chase, dude. As soon as Chase was drafted in the first round, that year, Chase had a really good year that year. He probably had a better year. He had a way better year than most rookie receivers. I know, because of fantasy. But that's probably due in large part to Joe Burrow, because of his quarterback. Those guys know each other. And Burrow, he was always looking for Chase, even in that rookie year of Chase's rookie year. He was always looking for him because he knows the guy. He knows everything about him. He played with him in college for 3 years. He played with him for 1 year, but he played with him. He knows their tendencies, everything. He knows everything. So, the chemistry is just there, and the chemistry is going to be there with JSN and Stroud. I think this one is I mean, if I'm a Houston Texans fan and this happens, I am jumping up and down for the future of this team. So, all right, here's where things get real tricky here. You guys are like, why does Green Bay have 13 and 15? This is the Aaron Rodgers trade, okay? This is when it happens. It's got to happen on draft night. This may not be exactly what they give them, but it has to happen on draft night, in my opinion. It's gonna happen. Just trust me. It's gonna. If it doesn't happen, I'll be very disappointed for Rodgers and for the Jets. Hopefully the Jets take a good tackle here, probably Paris Johnson or something like that, or Broderick Jones, if they don't end up trading this pick. But I think Green Bay wants this pick. I do think they want this 13th overall pick. They might get this pick and who knows what else. I think they should only maybe get this pick and like a second or third rounder for Rodgers. That's just my opinion. But Green Bay might want this first round pick and next year's first round pick. Or maybe they want 2024's pick and 2025's pick. If I'm the Jets, I don't know if I would do that, because that's a lot for a 40-year-old quarterback who maybe only has one. He's probably got one good year left in him, maybe two if he's lucky. But the Jets are built to win immediately. They have everything but a quarterback. They need a quarterback to put them over the top. Yeah, do they win a Super Bowl his first year if Rodgers is there? Maybe, but maybe not. I think they definitely make the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Okay,
you kidding
Jim.
me? Playoffs?
Okay, Jim. Hey, they got Rodgers, Jim. Jim, they got Rodgers, dude. You don't think they're gonna make the playoffs?
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Not
You
even with
kidding me?
Rodgers?
Playoffs?
Okay, Jim, whatever. Well, I think they make the playoffs with Rodgers, okay? But this puts the Jets in a bind, okay? As far as these negotiating talks have been going. New York is probably, Green Bay probably has all the leverage right now. Because New York is built to win, okay? Green Bay knows that. The Jets know that. Hell, the rest of the league probably knows that. You have to go get a quarterback. There's not very many these guys don't grow on trees. Okay? You have Lamar out there, but who's to say Lamar don't go to Washington? Who's to say Lamar doesn't go to Oakland? I think I think they want Rodgers more so than they want Lamar. I think Rodgers fits with that team better than Lamar would too. I mean, me as a Breece Hall owner, I'm going to be kind of pissed if Lamar goes to the Jets, because I already know he's going to be taking all my running backs touchdowns and stuff. But as far as this goes, Green Bay, they get this pick, in my opinion. Rodgers goes to the Jets. It's probably a crazy deal. It might involve more than just what I think it's going to be. But they might give up the house right here as far as their future. As far as their future goes for the Jets, like a bunch of draft picks, they might give up the house just to get Rodgers, because they're dying. They're dying for something to cheer about up there in New York. They're dying for, a winning, a playoff season where they're winning again. They're winning a couple of playoff games. They're dying for that up in New York. And if they don't get this done, the New York press is going to be going berserk. If New York can't get this done, I think they do. I think they give up the house right here. They give up the 13th pick. They give up something else. Maybe another first rounder. This goes to Green Bay. Green Bay takes Paris Johnson Jr. here, Ohio State offensive lineman. Best offensive lineman on the board at this point. Okay, they need an offensive lineman too. They could use another one. Obviously, I mean, if you watched Aaron Rodgers play for this team last year, you'd notice his offensive line wasn't that great. So they go get an offensive lineman here. And I think it's a pretty clear cut. Maybe Darnell Wright goes instead of Paris Johnson, but I got Wright going next year. Darnell Wright, number 14th pick from the New England Patriots. They take Darnell Wright out of Tennessee. This guy's going to be pretty good too, in my opinion. He could be better than, he could end up being better than Johnson and Skoronski, but New England, they need an offensive lineman as well. They take the next best guy here at 14. I know I had them trading with the Bucks in the last mock. The Bucks up to 14 to take Will Levis. Will Levis is gone. I think it's pretty clear he's not falling outside of the top 5 or really the top 10. I'd be kind of surprised if he did. But yeah, man, the Patriots, they go get offensive linemen here. And yeah, 15, the Packers are back on the clock. And what do you know it? I said this in the last mock, man, when I had Van Ness going here, but they need a tight end. They need another receiver. You know, it's funny, they don't even go get one at all for Rodgers the whole time Rodgers is in Green Bay. And then as soon as he leaves, which he just left, he's getting traded right here for this 13th. They trade him, they deal him, and then as soon as he leaves, two picks later, they take a tight end, probably one of the best tight ends, if not the best tight end in the draft, and they get a weapon for Jordan Love, and they basically, you know, they basically give Rodgers the bird on the way out. They're like, hey, not only did we just do that, but guess what? We're getting our new quarterback a weapon, something we never did for you. And it's crazy that they would do something, but they're going to. Kincaid makes the most sense here. This guy is really good, and they need a tight end so bad. They need a tight end so bad. They go get probably the best one in the class, you know, maybe next to Mayer. And so they get some help for Jordan Love. Going on the 16 now, Washington Commanders. Christian Gonzalez, this is where he falls. He falls all the way down here. I know it's kind of crazy to think about. He falls because of these teams in front of him, of Washington. He falls because of their needs. They don't need a cornerback. You know, you look at Green Bay, they need tight end and offensive lineman before they need cornerback. Could he go to maybe? He could maybe go to New England here at 14 instead of 16 instead of Washington, but I just felt like New England would take an offensive lineman. They really need an offense. They just put it this way: New England is either taking an offensive lineman or they're taking this guy. Like if he falls, like they need both. They really need both of these positions really bad. They need offensive lineman and cornerback bad. I just think they go offensive lineman, man. It's an offensive game. It's an offensive game now. They could go get cornerback here. They do. I'm looking here. They do have a bunch of picks. They got 4 6-rounders, whatever that means. A 7th rounder, 3 4th rounders, a 2nd and a 3rd and a 1st. The thing about it is, you know, maybe. I'm sorry, I'm tired. Maybe they could get cornerback, go get Gonzalez, and then maybe try to snag an offensive lineman in the 2nd round. I just don't know if they get the guy that they want, and so they get a guy that they do want, Darnell Wright here. There are some other defensive backs that they can take, probably not quite as good as Gonzalez, you know, but who knows. I just think they go offensive lineman. And then Washington, they need a cornerback pretty bad. They take the best guy that's on the board at this point, and it's Gonzalez. Gonzalez reluctantly falls to them right here. I know it's pretty crazy to think about when you've looked at like other mock drafts and best available guys and everything, but you know, this guy just slides though because of what these other teams need. Houston won't take him. Green Bay's probably not going to take him. Arizona's not going to take him. And then Philly gets Bijan. So, and then obviously Chicago doesn't need one as bad. You know, they need an offensive lineman first. So Gonzalez just falls here. And really, Washington, they are like celebrating that they got this guy. So, because this guy should have been off the board probably by then. Now, 17 Steelers. They go get Broderick Jones. This is a blessing for them. I've been saying this forever since I've been streaming my fantasy stuff. They need an offensive lineman so bad. They're in the same boat as the Patriots. They need offensive lineman and they need cornerback. Does Porter Jr. go here? If Porter Jr. did go here, I would be, if I'm a Pittsburgh fan, which I'm not, I'm a Chiefs fan, right? Chiefs. If I'm the Steelers, I'm celebrating if I got Joey Porter Jr. You know, you had his dad, now you get the son. His son's probably, I'm not gonna say he's better, but boy, he's got some potential. He's got some potential to be maybe the better, you know, the better football player in the family. I mean, obviously they played two different positions. He plays corner. His dad played linebacker.